ask me all the time, what's going on with our people strategy, Lisa? Where are we headed? And my answer, I've been at COCC for 18 years, and my answer right now is I actually have absolutely no effing idea where we're going. Because where things are at today should look very different for us next year. We're in a very evolving process, bringing our workforce back, dealing with rising turnover. So many things are happening, and our workforce has grown so much that I shouldn't expect what I see in the next few years. It's going to evolve. What got us here certainly is not going to be where we're headed even into 2023. I think the biggest thing that's happening, very similar to Rachel's comment, is about trust. The trust world has gotten broken. We've been through a lot the last couple of years, and so much of that relationship is predicated on trust. So you talk about the shitty boss, right? You talk about that fact of, the person that you didn't trust. And it amazes me, one of the articles that came out, some of you might have saw it in Wall Street Journal in December, was more people quitting to take a new job with an old boss, right? They didn't take a new job with a shitty boss, right? It's the boss they knew, the boss they had trust in. I found this article fascinating, and then I said to myself, how can we continue to get more boomerangs back to COCC? Because that trust thing is really, really important. I also saw this slide in January during another session, a presentation that I was in, and I found it fascinating about the fact that more people that are in our business naturally don't trust us. So 55% of our workforce today is millennial based. That's usually it's pretty much over 50% of the workforce today in our country are millennial based, and they naturally don't trust the American brand. So how I talk to them, how we communicate has to change. Also, note, during the pandemic, our growth is all about hiring younger talent. So our whole makeup in our workforce shifted a lot. We hired 150 new people in 2 years, most of them being millennials, Gen Y, Gen Zs. This was a staggering stat for me. So who we are at COCC, I'm not going to bore you, I promise. We do back-end technology for banks and credit unions. My time is now up. But I will say that what we're about is we are about people. We invest a ton of time and effort in a great workforce because that's what we sell. We're a service provider, so if we have disengagement, it massively impacts who we are. A little bit more. So 25% of our staff now, less than 2 years of service, they only know us since the pandemic, so they don't remember all the free food, all the money we gave them. They don't know about all the great things in our culture because they've been remote. Lots has changed. I do want to focus right here in 2007. So 2007, we were not a great place to work. We struggled. We had 72% employee engagement. Our service scores for our report cards were lower than we have for benchmarks, and we had 14% turnover. We had great years, great employee engagement, low turnover. Right here is the unknown. We're sitting at 15% turnover, and I know some of you are saying, wow, Lisa, you're doing pretty good, right? But the reality is we know there's going to be a direct correlation to our employee engagement will drive lower than where it's been with that uptick in turnover, and our service scores are going to continue to decline, and that's a scary thing for our business. I believe the three biggest things, and we've been talking about this at COCC for the last couple months on the leadership development side, three things. One, everyone wants connection. They want that trust again. Connection is so key, belonging, feeling included. This stuff's free. I tell our bankers all the time, I'm like, you guys already have it. They love working for your bank. Keep going. People want skill development. They don't want the same job they've had the last 1 or 2 years. They want something new. Even the person who might be in their 60s, only a few years to go towards retirement, they want to have a different job than they had the last year or two. And many want career pathing. They actually want to know what that path is for them. They want the training. They want to understand it. They want it on a platter. Now, I know some of you may think, I didn't have that growing up. Well, guess what? We have to move on and get because things have evolved. Communication has evolved. We're now communicating to our employees in the bathroom. I am not lying. We're communicating in the bathroom with bathroom stall news. It's problematic, but we're all coming at it differently. And communication is coming at us in all different ways. We communicate through weekly highlights, through our email channels, through Slack. Again, I mentioned bathroom stall news. We have it. That's the way that we're always going to be. And even on this, if we don't innovate, if we don't continue to evolve and figure out how we can keep our talent, many parts of our business, it takes a long time to learn their job. Very complicated, very heavily regulated. high tech, high security, it's not easy. So keeping talent for us is really, really important. So I think, that skill development, so connection, skill development, career pathing, and empathy. People want that empathy. They don't want that crappy boss. They want the connection. They want to build that trust. Trust does not cost any money. Trust is free. So I'll end with the fact that, HR is not a thing we do. It's the thing that runs our business. It's so true. I actually, to be honest with you, our controller's here, and I won't call on her, but I will tell you that like 60%, probably if not more, of our expense is tied to our people. And so how we keep them engaged, how we grow them, near and dear to our success. We're coming into a crazy time. I have no idea what life's going to look like, but I will tell you, I think we have to spend time, double down on building trust.